Good morning, America, Patriots, friends. How are you doing today? This is Mike Cook coming to you live from Central Missouri. It is approximately 8:30 a.m. on 11/6/2020, the year the conspiracy theories became true. All of them, every single one. I'm surprised aliens hasn't landed. Anyways, I was ready to come on and talk about all the things in the progression of what the deep state has planned that we're following the suit. The riots, the unions, all that stuff. But I've decided not to. I am still buzzing on the inside from the change, the epiphany that came over me yesterday that I am still flabbergasted. The response to that video was amazing to me. People's touched a lot of people. I feel a lot of you, I had phone calls this morning talking to some folks. I feel a lot of you are very concerned. Let me tell you something right now. Stop watching the news. Stop watching Fox News. Stop paying attention to the numbers and the counts. They're irrelevant. I'm telling you right now, the counts are irrelevant. It's all a bunch of BS. It's a big pile of horse manure. Stop doing that. This has been in plan. This has been in the works. This is the game. This is for all the marbles, my friends. We are in the war right now. And this is for all the marbles. Stand firm. Have faith. Because I'm here to tell you, Donald Trump is not going to pull this off. Rudy Giuliani is not going to pull this off. The Supreme Court is not going to save us. But have faith, because God is in control of this. We all know the decision that was made in this election was, do we choose freedom and capitalism? Do we choose to go the path of right? Or do we choose socialism, fascism, and communism and darkness? I mean, the last debate, the choice was clear. Donald Trump was about a better tomorrow, about becoming greater than we are, about standing with the purpose of God has put us here as America for. And Joe Biden was for a dark winter coming, for a hiding, for shutting it down and wearing your mask and getting in line and shutting up. It was a stark difference. And America chose overwhelmingly to go in the direction of Trump. But right now, there is an active coup attempt going on where they are trying to steal this election. And my friends, they've done it again and again and repeatedly. They did it to Mitt Romney. They did it to Bernie Sanders. They did it to John McCain, except Mitt Romney and John McCain were stooges put in a place to accept it. God is not mocked. He is not made fun of, and he doesn't take it lightly. Been thinking a lot about this. I was talking to my friend today, man. I was going off. I wish I'd recorded that session. That was wild. I want to play something for you. I want to bring something back to your attention. And let me tell you what was going on, what the difference was. I just want to play this for you.
This is a non-debatable motion requiring a 2/3 vote. All of those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye. All those opposed, say no. In the opinion of the chair, there's been a 2/3 affirmative.
Let me go back and reiterate what this is. This is 2012 at the DNC National Convention. A motion was set forward. We're going to hear that motion. The motion ended up carrying, but against the will of the people in the stadium. I want you to hear this.
Affirmative vote to suspend the rules. Governor, would you like to make your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. this summer I was proud to serve this party as the platform drafting committee chair. As the chair, I come before you today to discuss two important matters related to our party's national platform. As an ordained United Methodist minister, I am here to attest and affirm that our faith and belief in God is central to the American story and informs the values we've expressed in our party's platform. In addition, President Obama recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and our party's platform should as well. Mr. Chairman, I have submitted my amendment in writing, and I believe it is being projected on the screen for the delegates to see. I move adoption of the amendment as submitted and shown to the delegates.
A motion has been made. Is there a second? Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, the matter requires a 2/3 vote in the affirmative. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. In the opinion of the, let me do that again.
That's one.
All of those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no.
That's two. People are standing on their feet now.
I guess.
And then you gotta let them do what they're gonna do.
You gotta let them do what they're gonna do.
I'll do that one more time. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 have voted in the affirmative. The motion is adopted, and the platform has been amended as shown on the screen. Thank you.
The speaker went ahead and adopted the amendment because he had to. But the DNC rejected God 3 times overwhelmingly. God is not mocked. They stand in the street and they hold up their fist to God in this country right now. The people who are stealing this election from us. They're not stealing it from us. They're not stealing this country from us because of us, from Donald Trump. They're not fighting against Donald Trump. They don't hate Donald Trump. They hate God. The war is not between us. It's between good and evil. Principalities and spirits in high places. My friends, God is not mocked. This is no joke to him. He took that 3-time rejection of him very, very seriously. The people in this country has rejected that, but they're trying to steal it anyway. For their own greed, their own power, for their own purpose. I played for you in that other video the other day. The prophecies coming from Kim Clement, Mark Taylor, stuff like that. Look them up for yourself. I challenge you to go look those up. I'm going to post a video on my page from a guy called God in a Nutshell. I suggest after you watch this video, you go watch that one. God is moving. Something big is about to happen. It's about to happen in an instant. In an instant, it's going to happen. God has anointed Donald Trump for the position he's in. He's also anointed other people around Donald Trump in the positions they're in for such a time as this. He put Rudy Giuliani, the man who took mobsters down, the man who fought against organized crime for years and years and years. He knows how to fight organized crime. He's put in this position for such a time as this. This is the time. When the prophecy said all over, I've talked about them. Go watch my videos and talk about them. Go search them for yourself. All over the place. God said he was going to use Trump as a trumpet for such a time as this, in the vein of Cyrus, to rebuild the walls, to rebuild Jerusalem. Hello? Tell me why all over the world they're chanting Donald Trump's name. In countries around the world, they were holding rallies with flags and banners. They had rallies in Jerusalem. They called Donald Trump the new David. Why is that happening? Stop watching Fox News. Stop watching CNN. Turn it off. Just turn it off. They're lying to you. They are part of it. They are in on it. They're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get you riled up. They're trying to get you to reject Donald Trump, reject God in heaven, and turn to their socialists so they can be your master. My friends, this is the time now, right now. They will write about this day right now for 1,000 years. It's happening before our eyes. The miracle of God, something big is about to happen. You know, the Israelites were standing on the edge of the Red Sea. Water on one side, the largest army in the world, Pharaoh's army, on the other. And they were spitting mad. Their firstborn sons were all just killed by this God of this Israelites, this Moses. How dare they? And he was storming down on them for slaughter. He was going to kill every one of them. And the Israelites were hemmed in. They had nowhere to go. Half the Israelites rose up and said, we're going to kill this man, Moses, and surrender to the Egyptians because the least they'll take care of us. Yes, we live in bondage. Yes, we're slaves. Yes, they even took the straw away from us to make their bricks. But at least we have our lives. Better to live in slavery than to die in freedom. Isn't that what half of us are saying today? Isn't that where we are? We're feeling hemmed in. There's just no way. The enemy has surrounded us. It's the darkest day. It's the midst of the storm. But Israel and Pharaoh didn't know what God was going to do. God had worked it out. God had a plan. God had it set up not only to save his people, but to destroy their enemy at the same time. Moses raised his staff. The waters parted. They walked across on dry land. Pharaoh, seeing this, said, I can do it too. That God ain't bigger than me. I'm Pharaoh. And he stormed into that water, and Moses lowered his staff, and the Pharaoh and his armies drowned. God not only saved his people, but he destroyed their enemies in the process. I'm telling you right now, God's going to do something big. Something's happening. Huge. As President would say, bigly. I don't know. I don't know about the watermarks. I don't know about the grand conspiracy. I don't know about the pedophiles and the Wayfair and all that. I don't know about any of that. But here, let me tell you something that's been on my heart. I've discussed this with my close friends many, many a time. This country's been ran by a cabal that has controlled everything that has happened since JFK or before. Many of you my age or older, you know what I'm talking about. The only respite this country has had from the control of this cabal was Ronald Reagan. And when Ronald Reagan's 2 terms was up, they waited him out. They put their man, George Herbert Walker Bush, right back into place. Read my lips. And then we went from Bush to Clinton to Bush to Obama, which was basically the Clintons. The same people in the same places. Glenn Beck was interviewing George Bush in the Oval Office. I think it was Glenn Beck or Sean Hannity, one of them. And George W. Bush said, it doesn't matter who sits in this seat because they don't call the shots. He said that. This country has been controlled in the back rooms and the dark deals, and the Nancy Pelosi's and the Chuck Schumers and the Mitt Romney and the John McCains and a list of other people. And let me tell you something, if Donald Trump pulls this off and gets reelected and we don't change that, it don't matter. They'll just wait him out 4 more years. But God said, ha! You don't impress me. Something's about to happen to change all of that. I don't know. I can't put it into words. There are better, I'm not even a prophet. There's better people than me who have prophesied about this day right now, this hour. We get to live in this hour. We get to see this happen. You should be excited. Someone's commenting on here, the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds, whatever. I don't know about all that. I don't know. I know that it is something. And God's about to do something. God's about to break through and change this. I mean, it's not going to be Donald Trump. The story of, well, I'm not going to go into that, what I talked about on the phone. It's not going to be Donald Trump. God told the prophet to raise an army. He said, raise an army and go fight the enemy. And he raised an army. He raised like 30,000 men. God said to the prophet, that's too many. I want you to weed them out. That's too many for my purposes. And God says, tell them that if they got family, if they're scared, if they don't want to be here, if they got a problem being whatever, go home. About 20,000 left. There's about 10,000. God says to the prophet, that's too many. Too many for my purposes. I'm in control of this. You will not take my glory. He says, take them down to the water. Let them lap at the water. Those that lap like a dog, set them over here. Those that cup it in their hand, set them over there. I want you to take the ones that lap like a dog. There's about 300. I want you to take them and go fight your enemy, and I will win your battle. This is not going to be something Donald Trump does, although he's the man God has raised for this hour, for this moment, for this time. This is going to be something God does. Expect something miraculous to happen now. I don't know when now is, but it's going to happen. God's timing is not our timing. But this election is not over. This is not the way this ends. Something big is about to explode into this country. I feel it in my bones. I know you do too. You wouldn't be on here watching this lunatic. Be prepared. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Be prepared for anything to happen. Be prepared for social media to go away. Be prepared for, I don't know if I should say what I'm thinking. I'm just going to let that go. Just be prepared for anything. They will not give up without a fight. They will not go down without the battle has begun, just begun. It is not over. But God, when it seems like it all is lost, this is a moment that we were going to talk about for 1,000 years. And if you stand and you stand firm, you're going to get to witness a miracle. You're going to get to witness God move like he hasn't moved since Israel was a nation the last time around. Do you understand the significance of what's going on? Do you understand that revelation is pouring out? This man Trump has negotiated peace deals with the 12 tribes of Ishmael, the other children of Abraham. Bahrain, whatever their name, United Arab Emirates. He's negotiated peace deals with the ancient nation of Kush in Sudan. And those names are mentioned in Revelation. It is not insignificant that Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem. Something big is coming, my friends. Be prepared. Be prepared. God is not mocked. God will not let the DNC reject him 3 times and that go unsettled. They are not the enemies of the American people. They are the enemy of God. God is not mocked, and he fights his own battles. And when God does it, it's over. Remember, Pharaoh was barreling down on the Egyptians to the very last minute, and he drowned in his own haste. It looked like it was darkest before the dawn. It looked like it was over. We were all going to die, says the Israelites. And Moses raised his hands. Or raised his staff. Another time he raised his hands. That's another story for another day. Sorry about my preaching, folks. Usually I'm just politics, but it's burning me up. You guys have a great day. Have the faith. God is not mocked. He is going to win this thing. Have a great day. Share this video. People need to hear this. People are freaking out. Talk to you later.